Today with Tyrese and Auntie Kimi, we are going fishing off the strand in Townsville, and we will attempt a catch and cook. Fingers crossed we catch something. Guys, I caught a fish. Yay, we get to catch a gold. Yay, I caught a Mangrove Jack. Isn't he cool? Okay guys, so this morning we caught a Mangrove Jack together. So me and Tyrese are going to finish our catch and cook. Uncle Mark is going to show us how to fillet the fish. That way next time we can fillet the fish ourselves.
Ready.
Okay everybody, we're going to fillet the Mangrove Jack. We bled the fish straight after we caught it. It's very important. As soon as you catch it, bleed it straight away so all the blood inside it can drain out. If you're going to be filleting it the same day or not long after, you don't have to remove the guts and you don't have to remove the gills. You can just bleed it, put it on ice, and then that afternoon give it a fillet. So alright, to fillet it, you need two things: one sharp filleting knife and one skinning knife to take the skin off at the end. So it's like a big bread and butter knife, but yeah, a bit of flex in the blade, but also nice and sharp. Alright, when you're filleting your Mangrove Jack, this still has scales on, so you're going to find the scales a bit tough to cut through. The easiest place I find to start is just come in behind the pectoral fin. You can get a nice knife point in there, and then work your way back to the ventral fin there, and then come back this way, right up to the head. Some of the best meat is around the head, so don't cut it too far back. Just get as close up into that head area as you can and get all that good meat there. So once you've done that first cut, your second cut is to go along the top of the fish. So once again, you get an entry point for your knife. Just work along the top of the dorsal fin like that. That'll bring you to the top of the backbone. And then when you get to the bottom here, you just finish off the tail section. Take it down to where the main caudal part is there. You'll find the backbone. You can hear that clicking. That's the backbone there. You want to get on top of the backbone, push your knife all the way through, and then you can just fillet that to the end of the tail like that. Then what we do is we open it up and then basically just run back along the top of the backbone. We don't want to waste any meat, so you can see how close to the bone we are going there. And you just basically run that knife all the way along, top and bottom side of the backbone. I'm doing this quite slow so you can follow it through. And that's basically what we're doing. We're peeling the fillet off, and you can see that's all the bone right there, and we've left basically no meat on any of that there. Alright, so when you get to the rib cage, there's a few ways of doing it. You can either cut the rib cage out and scoop it out later, or if you come down through the front here, you twist your knife around like that, and that'll put you on top of the rib cage, and then you can just run your knife down on top of the ribs, and you can leave the ribs on the fish, which just means one less job for you to do. Alright, let me take that off, and that's one Mangrove Jack fillet. Then to do the other side, roll him over, and it's the exact same process again. Alright, so now we're finished with the fish. Get rid of that. Alright, so the next thing we want to do is sometimes when you do that first, you might get a few bones still left behind. So if you have got a couple of bones in there, you can just run the knife down along the bones just to get them out. Nobody likes bones when they're eating fish.
No.
So if you feel any bones, sometimes just the angle you're filleting at, you might accidentally kind of chop a couple through, and they'll get a little bit of them left behind. So you just take them out. And once that's done, we want to skin the fillet. So you got the skin on one side. Some people eat the skin. There's a lot of good oils under the skin, so if you actually like that stuff and you're not too fussy, definitely eat it skin on, but you'll need to scale it before you do this. Otherwise, just take the skin off. So you use your skinning knife. The easiest way to do this is just put some weight on the tail, use your skinning knife just to get started. And once you get into it a bit, you can get a good grip on it. And the skinning knife basically takes the fillet off the skin, So then you end up with a nice clean fillet there. And do the same to the other one. And it's good just to have a long knife for this, and you want to have a bench top where you can get your hand down at level with the fish. If you're trying to do it on a surface where you've got to hold the knife at an angle, you'll leave half your fillet on the skin. You can notice there's not a single bit of meat on the skin there. So once again, just put a bit of weight on it to get started. Once you can get a grip, just keep that knife angle down and flat, and you can separate the fillet from the skin quite easily.
Such big fillets.
Yeah.
Good fish.
So what we'll do now is just tidy your fillet up. So there's always still a row of pin bones. So that's basically some of the lateral bones that come out along the spine. So if you run your finger down that center line, you'll feel the bones.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. So the easiest way to get rid of them is you just get your knife very gently. You don't want to cut through the bones. So you want the bones just to guide the knife so it'll find its way through to the bottom, and then leave the bones behind. So you take that first bit out, and the bones only come back about a third of the fillet. You'll feel where they stop right there. So you don't need to go further than that. And with little fillets like this, you don't really need to split them all away. So you can just take out the V. Yep, that's your bones all taken out, so you now have no bones in your fillet. It's always good to have a bit of a feel. You might still find a little one. We've got an end of one right here that might have got chopped off when we went around the rib cage. Remove that. So that's one fillet there. If you had bigger fillets, or you wanted to break it down into smaller size pieces, you just cut your center bloodline. Just run it down your bloodline like that, and then that creates one fillet here. This is all good, that's all bloodline there, but that's still a lot of good oils and that in it. But some people are a bit fussy. If you want to trim your fillet up, you can take off your bloodline. If you have dogs and cats, they absolutely love that stuff. So put all that aside. So there's one fillet there, and this one here the same. There's a bit of bloodline there. My family's pretty fussy, so when they get their fish cooked, they don't want that big dark grey kind of bloodline effect. So you just tidy your fillet up. The other half of that depends who you're cooking for. That's a little bit of the fin. That's just pretty much his fin fat. Occasionally you get a bit of a bone ray in there, so you just tidy that up too. And that's pretty much one fillet. Now the other thing to make sure you don't do is never rinse your fillets in fresh water, so don't just run the tap all over them. If you want to rinse them, just get some salt, make up a salty mix, or rinse them in salt water. Otherwise you will wash a lot of the flavour out of the fillet if you just run it under plain fresh tap water. Better still, if you're out in the ocean, bring back a bucket of salty water to rinse your fillets off on the end. Or better still, if you just keep everything clean. I washed the fish before I filleted it to make sure it had no slime on the skin. These fillets here, I'd be happy just to eat them straight as they are. They don't really need washing, they don't need cleaning. So yeah, so that's it. That's how you fillet the Mangrove Jack. And you end up with basically 4 pieces of fish. If you cut your fillet in half, that wasn't a very big Mangrove Jack. He was probably only about, I don't know, a bit over 35, 40 centimetres, that kind of size.
Okay guys, there you have it. So, we have our 4 fillets we're going to cook. We're going to use a secret recipe of our mayonnaise crumb. So, we'll cook for you shortly.
Alright, so what we're going to do, this is a panko crumb, and we're going to use mayonnaise as the sticking agent instead of egg and flour. So we use this when we're camping in the boat a lot. It's just really quick and easy to do. And the best trick is the cheapest mayonnaise you can find with a bit of tang to it is often the best. So you don't want to use the fancy stuff, just good old home brand is totally fine. So if you want to squirt a big blob on the plate there, Ty.
Yeah.
Yep, that'll do, yep. All right, and pour some crumbs into the bowl. This is super quick and super easy. There we go. Yep, that'll do.
Right.
Oh, what the heck? There we go. So a good idea is while you're doing this, get your oil heating up in your pan. So if you want to, we're going to shallow fry, so that's just canola oil. You can use olive oil, it's got a stronger flavour. So if you pour a fair bit in, you probably want about half a centimetre. So it'll cover the whole fillet. And if you're doing a heap of fish, you put a bit more in because the oil's going to go. Yep. You don't want it too hot, so that you don't want it too cool. So as soon as you drop that fillet in, you should get a bit of a sizzle. Sizzle from the crumbs. Yep. Ready to roll. Okay, so grab yourself a spoon. So get your so what we do, the easiest way to do the fillets is just lay the fillet on the plate. Get the back of the spoon on that. Yep, and just smear it all over the fillet. Just like painting. Yep. Don't be shy. So you want every bit of the fillet covered, so all the edges. Yep, roll it over to the other side. And if you're using bottle mayonnaise, obviously you don't want to be dipping your spoon back into the mayonnaise bottle after you've been rubbing it all over fish. So put a bit on the plate is what we normally do, and that way just use that till it's gone, then chuck a bit more on the plate. Alright, once that's done.
Swap side.
Yep, roll them in the crumbs. Yep, so chuck some crumbs over it, press it in. Yep, so chuck some crumbs on top off on easy. So yep, chuck the fillet down.
Like
yep, throw crumbs on top, then pat it down. It's easier than trying to. Yep, all over it.
Guys, you're going to make a mess. It's okay.
Yep, so when you're happy with that, throw it on the plate. Yep, so throw it in the crumbs. Yep, get a bit of a shake. What I normally do is you chuck a bit of crumb over it like that, and you don't get crumb all over your fingers. Pat it on, then you can turn the fillet over, chuck a bit more on. And sometimes a plastic container, there you go, give it a bit of pat. Use your dry hand if you use it.
You might need a little bit more mayo for the last one, Ty.
There you go, buddy. Yep, give it a squirt. Done, that's it, yep.
Oops.
Very good, mate. You've done that before, haven't you? You might need to wash it.
Oh, wait, scale. Got it.
Make it look hard, brother. Get your spoon. No daintiness to this, just get a big scoop and you just roll it all over it like that, and we turn him over. Get ourselves another big scoop of it. Just rub it all over. And this is really good on like mackerel and fish that tend to be a bit dry when you cook them, because it adds that kind of extra moisture between the crumb and the fish.
Chuck it on top. Yeah, just use your hands, they're dirty.
Put a little scoop on top, that's it. We won't be reusing those crumbs. That's it.
Perfect.
Good job.
Pop it on here.
Just like that?
Yeah, anyways, fine. Okay guys, we'll move over to the fryer. Okay guys, so now our oil is hot enough, and we test that by just putting a tiny little corner in, and if it starts to sizzle, the oil is hot enough. So we're going to put in our fillets. Hopefully we can get them all in. I think we can. Brilliant. Just even them all out so they're evenly in the oil. There we go. Can you guys see? And we cook them till they're golden.
So with fish, the good thing is it's an opaque coloured meat, and as it's cooking you can actually see the white starting to move from the bottom of it to halfway. Once it's about halfway, you can just get under it and have a little bit of a peek. If it looks like it's golden, then roll it over. If it's still a little bit kind of light on the colour on the crumbs, just hold back a bit, because there's nothing worse than eating soft, chewy crumbs. So these panko crumbs are best when they're a little bit crispy.
Excellent. Show you a little close up, guys. See the whites? You can see that it's starting to cook. Oh, great, isn't it? Smells so good.
Not like the fish from Fish and Chips.
It does.
It's probably fresher. The poor old bloke was just swimming around a few hours ago.
It's the circle of life, guys. Only catch what you're going to eat. Release everything else. We sustain nature, and nature sustains us. What do you reckon?
Skinny ones.
These two little ones?
Yeah, just have a bit of a peek under, just lift an edge and see how they're golden up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, go on a little bit more. Just
A little bit more?
Yeah, just have a little poke under and see. Yeah, a little bit more.
Maybe just a tiny bit more. So we just check to see how golden they are under the bottom. If you don't think they're golden enough yet, Just let them go for a little bit longer before we flip. I've never cooked fresh fish before, but clearly Uncle Mark's cooked a few.
A few hundred fillets in the pond.
Few hundred fillets in this. Do you want to check that? Yeah. So just lift the smaller ones a little bit.
Smells beautiful.
So lift it up a tiny bit. You're right.
Yeah, you take the towel.
How do I go?
Yeah, like, and just grab him. It's just like tongue him. Have a look under. Oh, it's starting to get pretty good. You flip those two.
Yeah, you just try and take one.
How do I grab it?
Yeah, grab it like the phone.
It's a little bit soft. It's going to taste good.
I can't grab
Do you want me to?
Follow him right under the ears.
Just like go all the way under like that.
That'll
Oh, broken.
it. It looks good.
Oh, but that looks great, doesn't it?
It's like normal.
Very tasty, mate. Very tasty.
Oh my gosh!
It smells like just fish and chips from.
Yeah. Have a look, guys. Look at this tasty golden brown. Oh my god! If you could smell through the screen right now, you'd be hungry. So bloody good. Yeah.
That's careful.
It smells so good.
Yeah.
That's good, man. Oil.
Check it out. Fish and chips. Well, we don't have chips, but fish by me and Tyrese. What do you think about our lunch?
Good.
How good is it that we got to do a catch and cook? So good. So guys, when you're camping or you're off-grid, you can use this recipe easily as long as you take your crumbs and your mayo, of course. And it really doesn't take that much. You'd be able to chuck it in your frying pan, put it on the burner, and off you go. You could do it on top of a fire too if you had a plate that had a little bit of a shallow ridge around it to get enough oil. Just make sure you don't cook it too long on that kind of heat. We're good to go. Oh no, it's gonna break.
That looks good.
Beautiful presentation.
Perfect presentation, guys. Perfect. Now, let's go do a taste test. So guys, now Tyrese and I have finished our catch and cook. We are going to have everyone come through and have a taste and judge our cooking. Okay. Whoever wants lemon, put a bit of lemon on your fish.
I don't want lemon. I want lemon.
And we salted earlier thanks to Uncle Mark.
Yogurt?
Ready? Oh my god. It's so good and so soft. The flavor is amazing with the mayo. So great. Guys,
That is good. 11 out of 10. 10. I have to go for another one.
Delish.
Yeah.
Wow, looks great. Thanks. Oh, who's the cook? That's awesome. Perfect.
Uncle Mark, the fisherman showing us the skills. Hey.
Yeah, no, you can't beat fresh fish. That one's mine, I reckon. Thank you.
This one's mine.
Thank you.
And that big piece right there.
Thanks for watching our catch and cook, guys. Follow Addicted to Adventure for more epic skills on our trips.
Subscribe.
Adventure skills. Adventure skills.
Bye, guys.
I'm very patient.
That is so good.
That was awesome.
That is actually.
Try some more
I think it's
lemon
actually
on
better than the actual fish and chips that we
There you go,
did.
that's pretty high call.